I met Gord Downie in the 1980s when I was at University of Queens. We didn't have a lot in common. He was going to be a musician, I was going to be a criminal lawyer. But we had one thing that we shared other than a couple books, and that was the lake. My roots were on Wolf Island and he was from Amherst View. In 2003, I had a call from Gord. He was in New Orleans. He was on a tour bus and he said, listen, I really like what you're doing. Maybe you should come join the tour in February and turn Lake Ontario Waterkeeper into a national movement. And maybe we should get together and start our own show. And we should start telling stories about Lake Ontario, and we'll do a tour. And we ended up doing it from Whitby, Port Hope, and Kingston. Over Christmas, I started going through a lot of boxes and clearing a lot of things out, and I started looking at a lot of Gord's words, and I realized that a lot of you, those who've been at this gala for the last 6 years, had never heard those words and weren't at those events. And so, with his family's permission and his band, we decided to resurrect the show that we did back in 2006. And it's called The Birth of the Swim Drink Fish Movement, as told by Gord Downie through the voices of his friends.
Seconds from pajamas, I must first open all the doors and the windows and invite the vampire in to be one of us. Then in the guise of cool air, in the softer hours, he's there, sitting talking in the voice of your mother, about to leave him one good party for another, and the night of 1,000 missteps, and the loss that made him dogged, or it could have been the doggedness that caused the loss in the first place, I guess. I'm discovering uses for you I thought I'd never find. I could have made Chancellor without you on my mind.
Crazy daisies and wooden stars, the thread of oxygen on Mars, marching armies in the night, smiling strangers riding by on bikes, children smoking slogan ears on mics, just a few things most vampires don't like. I'm discovering uses for you I thought I'd never find. I could have made Chancellor without you on my mind. Seconds from the dawn's light, I must first close up all the doors and the windows, try and trap that cool air in, spend all day with us. I'm discovering uses for you I thought I'd never find. I could have made Chancellor without you on my mind.
I always come back to the lake.
I was born and raised on the northeastern shores of Lake Ontario, where the lake meets the Rideau, the Cataraqui, and the St. Lawrence rivers. I fished and swam and sailed and skated there. As Neil Young sang, all my changes were there. It was by the lake as a child where I had my first awakenings. It is where I learned to love nature. And it is where I felt the first strong, immutable desire to try and describe the feelings I was feeling. I can see clearly the clothes flapping away on that clothesline as it ran away from the back door down the hill to Lake Ontario. Always the lake. It was in everything, in every picture, in every storm, in every dazzling day, in every moonlit night. You couldn't miss it. It was always there.
It was always just our lake. It belonged to all of us. Moody, calm, black, blue, green, or silver-backed, it reflected the mood of the sky and presided over every summer. In winter, we were scared careful to the shore, attracted and repelled by its quietude. Quietude that hid a massive, frightening restlessness, punctuated now and then by a groaning that seemed to say, leave, and a cracking that said, wait.
But times change, and one can become disconnected from even big things. I lost the lake somehow, or my feelings for it were harder to find. Time and distance and I let the lake get taken away. The toiletization of the lake was well underway. Unstoppable pollution, beach closings, shrinking wetlands, species besieged, bottled water, chain link fences. The lake was at the beginning of unacceptable, and I felt powerless to do anything. I became afraid to look. I tried not to think about it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it, even though the lake now seemed to belong to someone else.
My wild child, your nightlight's on. You're in your mild depths, the moon is all alone. Just make your friends while you're still young, before you can't see through anyone. And if you're trick riding in the rain, don't expect me to watch, don't ask me to explain. I'll be your friend, your last refuge. When things get weird and weird breaks huge, I'll stroke your hair, I'll dry your cheeks. When failures come and no one speaks, if you're on a horse trick riding in the mud and rain, you can't expect me to watch, don't ask me to explain. Don't make me watch, don't ask me to explain.
I got the call, the opportunity to return to the lake, the opportunity to help in 2004. I had worried about my lake for a long time. Mark took me to one of his events. The lake belongs to all of us. It's part of the commons, the public trust. It's mine and yours and yours. It doesn't belong to some rich uncle, some industrialist, a government. It doesn't belong to the polluter. It resonated with me. It was the call. Now I knew. I had worried and wondered who is going to protect the lake, who is going to stop its slow and steady creep to worthlessness. I had the answer. I am. I will. Me and everybody else who hears the murmurs, the soft pleas from somewhere deep. Everybody who wonders what that restless, uneasy feeling is. It's the call. We are meant to answer it for the good of all, for all time.
Sundown in the Paris of the prairies, wheat kings have all the treasures buried, and all you hear are the rusty breezes pushing around the weather vane Jesus.
Lightly sees the killer's face. Maybe it's someone standing in the killer's place. 20 years for nothing, well, that's nothing new. Besides, no one's interested in something you didn't do. We kings and pretty things.
Dead Star. It's a museum and we're all locked up in after dark. The walls are lined all yellow, gray, and sinister, hung with pictures of our parents' prime minister. We kings and pretty things. What tomorrow brings. Late breaking story on the CBC. The nation whispers we always knew that he'd go free. They add you can't be fond of living in the past. As if you are, then there's no way that you're gonna last. Kings and pretty things. Let
see what tomorrow brings. We kings and pretty things,
That's what tomorrow brings.
I worry about the lake, always. I figure by celebrating it, by telling people about it, by singing its praises, I can help keep it in people's minds. When they forget about it, they turn their back to it. It stops existing, except it doesn't. One of my favorite places in the world is Maine Duck Island, out in the middle of Lake Ontario.
17 miles from almost everything, it sits in shallow water. And except for the snakes and birds, it's almost entirely uninhabited. What you see when you get to Maine Duck Island is what we all share, or at least what we used to. Out there is what is possible. Out there remains. Out there waits. The sweet sea.
We are here for the natural world. We are here to honor the people in our lives, minds, who put us in touch with the natural world in the first place. These people probably never referred to it as the environment. They are your father or your mother, grandpa, a teacher, your younger self, your child.
The reactor's down, I guess for Labor Day. Today's the first day I seen a great plume of steam from across the lake, from across the lake. Hey, that's a morning moon, yeah. I'm not making strange. He said someone's paid, and someone's too cheap. Somebody's paying something. He said someone's paying something under a morning moon, yeah. upset her. Nothing that could clear a room. Just say one little thing that could make me feel better. Under this morning moon, yeah. The sun's a light bulb, and the moon is a mirror. There are times when you can see both the bulb and the mirror. See the bulb and the mirror, and that's a morning moon, yeah. Oh, yeah. It didn't take too much to upset her. And nothing that could clear a room. Just say one little thing, try to make you feel better. Under this morning moon, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trying to make you feel better. Yeah. Nothing too far from the truth. Morning moon, yeah. Trying to make you feel better. Morning moon, yeah. Nothing too far from the truth. Morning moon, yeah.
Everybody in this room, if asked, do you want to pour bad stuff into the lake? Do you believe in pollution? Anybody would answer an emphatic no. No one wants to make the world a worse place.
It doesn't mean they don't make the world a worse place.
We need the courage to believe that all waters can be swimmable, drinkable, fishable. It's so simple. It's the minimum. It's what everybody should have.
You know why you're here. Get your antlers out of the thickets. Take journey-sized steps and honor our teachers. Because this lake, this natural world belongs to all of us and all of our friends.
Swimmable, drinkable, fishable water.
I'd like to do it.
I know there are people in this room who want to do it. So let's do it.